Hi, I'm Cindy.
And I'm Dave.
We're glad you're here.
Thanks for checking out Kotaku Bonsai. Hey guys, hope you're having a really great day. It's a Sunday, it's a beautiful day, and I've got all kinds of projects to share. Right now, we're going to do a slip pot and then some air layering on an orange tree. Here it is. So my mom gave me this tree a couple years ago, and it was only 8 inches high or so at the time. It's nice and happy. It has lost a couple branches through the years, but it's grown other ones. So on the whole, it's doing pretty well. It's been sitting in a really bright windowsill for the last couple years. I haven't really done much of anything with it other than water it. It grows fruit, believe it or not, and it has orange blossoms that come out once or twice a year that smell just incredible. I'm not sure how well you can tell on the video, but this pot is basically disintegrating. It's just crumbling away. So I want to get it in a more suitable pot. I don't think this is going to be a bonsai orange tree. So before you get too excited, my intention right now is to just leave it as it is. We're going to propagate some cuttings or some air layers here. And this is just going to be a nice greenhouse tree for the future. Just a really nice companion tree, but not necessarily a citrus bonsai at this point. Maybe I'll change my mind down the road, but for now, I'm just going to do some air layers to propagate it. Probably this one, and actually this one, the back one. So I mixed up some soil for this tree. The soil that it's in right now it's a good mix, but it does tend to dry out very fast. I do a fair amount of traveling, so I might be gone 3 or 4 days in a row. I need extra moisture retention in here. So I used this mix here. To be honest, it was just a various mix of stuff I've had laying around. There is some grit and bonsai soil. There's some regular potting mix that's moisture retentive. So I mixed that up, and we're just going to do a slip pot, and then we're going to get in closer and do some air layers. So here we are in the new pot. Really nothing fancy today. Just had to get it out of that deteriorating pot and into some better soil. So I'm happy with this. We're not trying to be a masterpiece bonsai here. This is just a nice little citrusy houseplant that's going to be our friend for a long time to come. And we are going to do some air layers on that guy and on this one. So you may or may not be familiar with air layering trees, but there's 2 basic ways to do it. One is it's called the tourniquet method, where you take a piece of heavy gauge wire and go around the trunk where you want new roots to form, tie it really tight, and then pack that area with sphagnum moss. The second way to do it is sorry about the airplanes here, we're right near an airport. The second way to do it is to remove a collar of bark at that area, and then again pack the wound with sphagnum moss and seal it in so that the roots have a medium to grow into. Today I'm going to use the second approach, which is the girdle method, where we remove a collar of bark, and then I'm going to use some sphagnum moss that I picked up this morning, pack that in really tightly, and then use some plastic to seal it in so that it stays moist and provides a source of water for the top part of that branch, and then the new roots can grow into there. And then in a couple of months from now, hopefully with some success and some luck, we can remove it and grow on 3 trees instead of just 1. I'm going to start with this one here. So I have a very sharp knife that I'll be using to remove a strip of bark. Please, wear gloves or be very careful so you don't cut yourself when you're doing something like this. But we're going to take it right about here. It's going to be about a ½ an inch worth of bark. And I'll take the same thing on the second branch, and then we'll pack each with a good amount of sphagnum moss. Here's the back side. Maybe that'll be even easier to see for you. So here's a little more up close about the two areas that I removed the bark. And you want to take off as much cambium tissue as you can. That's the green layer that's right underneath the bark. If you leave lots of green tissue there, the tree can just callus over and actually join these two areas back together instead of forming roots. So I went around, got all the cambium tissue off. Sorry that my neighbor decided to mow his grass right now, but here we are. That's how life is. And so I'm going to get my sphagnum moss, and we're going to pack these guys down and put them back in the sunny windowsill. So this is sphagnum moss. You can get this at pretty much any garden center. It's used for a lot of different things in gardening, but it's just moss. This is already pre-dampened. Sometimes it comes in dry bricks that you have to moisten, but it's great stuff, and it makes for really great rooting material. So I'm going to pack a ball of it on each of those wounds and seal it in with some plastic tape. And so here we are with the final completed project. So two branches that we air layered each have their own pack of sphagnum moss wrapped up in plastic, and that's about all there is to it. I'm going to monitor these over the coming months and weeks and months just to make sure they don't completely dry out. I can drip some water down in there if needed, but this is going to live inside, so it's not going to be attacked by squirrels or anything else like that that screwed me up in the past. But with a little luck, this should make 2 more orange trees for a total of 3. They can live inside in a sunny windowsill or in a nice future greenhouse. So that's all for today. Thanks again for hanging out with me. Really appreciate you guys, and we'll see you in the next one.